Welcome back to the channel and to another episode of 2K22's Things You Might Not Know. This one is episode number 12, but as always check out the series playlist, a link on the screen for any you might have missed. And here we go again, more secrets, Easter eggs, hidden features and awesome details. This is 10 more things you might not know about WWE 2K22. So let's start this one with one from the latest DLC pack, the Stand Backpack. So as you know, MSK's Wes Elite was featured in the pack, although Nash Carter was removed. But what you might not know is that the MSK Tag Team winning motions are included, which even features a brand new Tag Team Champion winning scene. These can both be found in this year's winning scenes under MSK. Next up, remove superstars, and we're now talking Daniel Bryan. So despite Daniel Bryan not being featured on the 2K22 roster, he does still have his crowd signs featured in this year's game. These can be found in the crowd signs section within this year's creation suite. There is this one that says "Don't lose hope Daniel," along with this one, "I still believe in Daniel Bryan." Another leftover asset for a removed superstar is yet another one for Bray Wyatt. Now we've already featured a ton of these in this series already, and today we have got another to add to the list. This time we have got a hidden victory motion, this one for the Firefly Funhouse version of Bray. Now this one can't be seen by default, but can be attained via this creation from this year's community uploads. So blood in 2K22 can be pretty awesome with multiple visuals, which is a pretty awesome detail in its own right. But a thing that you might not know about it is that you can actually make your opponent bleed by using a taunt. That is right, by using this corner taunt multiple times, you can actually make your opponent bleed. So this one obviously is a glitch and not quite as intended, as in theory if this is intentional, you should be making yourself bleed rather than your opponent. But nonetheless, another thing that you might not know. So 2K22 features a bunch of special audio, and this year's series has featured a bunch already. The latest DLC, the Stand Backpack, adds even more to the game. Now this pack doesn't include as much as previous packs, but it does at least feature some, including special audio for the Hurricane versus The Rock. So by using this combo of superstars, you can get special audio for start of match, mid-match, as well as post-match.
Well guys, you know all those blockbuster superhero movies? This match isn't going to be like any of those.
Oh, come on, Corey. What's up with that? The Hurricane versus The Rock is like an epic battle straight out of the comic books.
I see one bona fide action hero in The Rock, and another guy who's just borrowing your weekend wardrobe, Saxton. You weirdo.
There's the bell, and many see this matchup as a lopsided affair. The Hurricane stepping up against The Rock.
Look, despite the odds that the Hurricane is up against, you have to admire how he takes on The Rock face to face, how he stands up to The Rock with no intimidation.
Saxton, you are applauding a man who has delusions of what he's actually capable of. To the Hurricane, The Rock's like a schoolyard bully, so don't be surprised when Rock slaps this imbecile back to reality. The Hurricane just took The Rock down. I can't fathom what just happened.
This is the biggest moment in Hurricane's career, in Hurricane's life. Now you know that superheroes are real. Another one in the win column for the Great One as he puts down the Hurricane.
The Rock showing this moron that this ain't a comic book, it's WWE, where only the strong survive.
Now this one might be an obvious one, but it is an awesome detail, so we're going to cover it anyway, which is this year's submissions, specifically submission pressure. So we all know the game features some awesome looking submissions, but a thing that you might not have paid attention to is submission pressure, which essentially speeds up and even slightly modifies the animation the closer your opponent gets to actually tapping out. Now this is the case for every submission, although with older animations they tend to feature more of a sped up animation, whereas the new animations such as the Hurt Lock tend to look much more improved. Next up, a cool entrance for Seth Rollins. So this one isn't hidden, just a cool thing that you might not know about, especially if you skipped 2K20. So in 2K20 we had Seth the Wanderer via DLC that featured his own special entrance complete with Flaming Torch, with this motion still remaining in 2K22. So this motion is now listed under the Wanderer and can make for a pretty awesome WrestleMania style entrance for Seth Rollins in this year's game. Moving on, and it's now time for another superstar specific reversal. Now as you probably know, this is one of my favourite things to cover, and this year's series has featured a bunch already. Another one today to add to that growing list is another one for Edge. So not only does Edge feature this unique reversal that we've covered previously in the series, but he also features his own special reversal to the super kick, which sees Edge reverse it into a badass looking electric chair drop. So this one is based off a real life moment between Edge and HBK, which is now replicated in game in 2K22. So as long-time viewers of the series might be aware, we've often asked what happens when Triple H wins the Dusty Cup. Now if you don't already know, then Triple H presents the Dusty Cup to the winner of the tournament, but what happens when he actually wins it himself? So back in 2K19 when this happened, you would instead see Matt Bloom featured in this cutscene. But what you might not know is that unfortunately in 2K22, like in 2K20, it instead reverts back to Triple H being included once again, with multiple Triple H's then being featured. And ending this one on a fun one, back to reversals, and specifically to new strikes out of nowhere. So we've made videos on these on the channel in the past, and with 2K22 there is now a fair few new ones to add and feature. So in terms of new strikes out of nowhere via counters that you might not know about, we have got 3 to cover. This includes this brutal dropkick out of nowhere, which is a reversal to the newly added DLC Pele kick for Wesley. We have got this awesome looking clothesline out of nowhere as a counter to Dragunov's DLC Springboard Clothesline. And thirdly, we have got the reversal to this year's newly reanimated Trouble in Paradise that features this super kick. No doubt some awesome reversals. Let me know if you know any more that we should cover. As always, share with me in the comments any suggestions for future episodes in this series. Stay tuned for more like this coming to the channel soon. And until next time, this has been 101, and I will see you all on the next one.